Many of the unions, many of the national shutdown protests have now finished. Protesters handed in memoranda to different government offices around the country. Let's go to Mahikeng now in Northwest. Our reporter Zinhle Kanyane standing by for us. Zinhle, good afternoon to you. There's been drama there. What happened this afternoon?
Indeed, Stephen. What started off as a peaceful protest in the morning changed very quickly in dramatic scenes that we saw here in the Mahikeng. In fact, in the legislature, the provincial legislature, where the protesters were meant to hand over a memorandum of demands to the Premier, but instead the Premier had sent his MEC of Finance, MEC to receive that memorandum on his behalf, which seemed to have angered these protesters, and they demanded that they don't want anybody else but the Premier Job Mokgoro to come and address them. And then they told the MEC to leave, and then they made their way to the entrance of the legislature. The police, Stephen, literally had to hold them back, and you could really see that pushback that almost really turned violent, but the police were able to manage the crowds. Shortly after that, they dispersed. We spoke to the organizer after that regarding what's going to happen, because there was no memorandum handed over today, which kind of defeats the purpose of the march today. And he said that it seemed as though internal factions of the ANC, because remember, even though these are unions of, even these are members of different unions that have come to attend this march, but they're also ANC members. And you would know, Stephen, the ANC party here in the Northwest has deep factions that have, you can just tell in the tensions in this province regarding the factions within the ANC. And so he was saying that it's those factions that initially came through. That's why we heard them sing songs like they're going to bring Mokgoro down, they want him to vacate office, they won't hear from him, he will hear from them. So we heard those kind of songs, and very vulgar songs that were sung by these protesters, and which seemed to have engulfed the whole purpose of the strike, and ultimately caused this protest to disperse without even handing that important memorandum of demands.
Sure, okay, interesting developments there. Northwest politics, very, very difficult. Zinhle Kanyane, thanks very much indeed. Live for us this afternoon in Mahikeng.